The cabinet has approved the duty-free importation of 10 million bags of maize from February next year. The cabinet's decision comes on the back of a request from the Ministry of Agriculture to allow for the importation of white maize to avert a looming shortage of the commodity. Now, this decision comes amidst an ongoing debate over maize importation, as farmers insist that they have enough maize that needs to be properly processed before they sell it. Brenda Wanga tells us more.
Tuesday's cabinet meeting, chaired by President William Ruto, okayed the Ministry of Agriculture's request to allow registered millers to bring into the country white maize duty-free from February next year. In reaching this decision, the cabinet took note of the country's annual consumption of maize that currently stands at 45 million bags against a projected harvest of 30 million bags this year, making it necessary to import 10 million bags to bridge that shortfall. Even as the imports now seem a sure thing, the government says local maize producers will be allowed fast access to the markets. The green light to import comes just a day after the Ministry of Agriculture had indicated it will seek clearance from the cabinet on the issue that has divided sections of the county and national governments and farmers over the importation of maize.
I will not state. If there is no need, it will not happen. If there is a need, I will not blink an eye. I won't do it.
The directive from cabinet comes as farmers in the Rift Valley are still struggling to adjust to a pronouncement by the trade minister regarding selling their produce. Arap Kolum is a maize farmer in Soy in the Rift Valley. He has just finished harvesting part of his crop from 1,000 acres of land. He says despite the government's ultimatum to sell their produce, they will not take that risk.
Katika ponte la uba tuona mahindi ya kutosha. Na watu wanaweka steak, wanakata kuweka steak, watu wanafuna mahindi, watu wananika mahindi, jinsi mnaona hapa, na ili hali wanatupatia ni masaa 72, hiyo hayatoshi. Tunataka mahindi ikae mpaka mwezi wa 4, ndio wakataka kuleta, walete.
Lakini serikali wajue kwamba wakulima wako na mahindi ya kutosha, watubee mpaka mwezi wa 3. Tu exhaust mahindi ambayo tuko naso, wakiona mahindi simeisha walete, hatukatai watu wakuve njaa na nini, wamalize hiyo wakulima kwanza.
The farmers argue that in the absence of assistance from the government through the provision of drying facilities through the National Cereals and Produce Board to aid in the drying of the maize, it will be impossible to meet the deadline set by the Trade Cabinet Secretary, whose pronouncement is already yielding negative results for the farmers.
Mahindi literemka kutoka 5,500 mpaka 1,500 katika eneo hili, na inauza kutoka shilingi 4,400 na 700 na 1,500.
Losses the farmers say will hurt them given the high production costs incurred this year.
Mwaka huu tulitumia fertilizer ambayo ile tulipata tulikuwa nanunua kwa soko 7,000 ya planting. Top dressing pia ilikuwa kali mno bado. Kwa hivyo the cost of production ilikuwa iko juu sana. Kwa hivyo tungewachilia hii soko huru hii tuuza mahindi bei ambayo iko sasa na tuuza kwa ile wakati inafaa ni safi.
The Ministry of Agriculture says even with the availability of the local maize, the country will still need to find ways of meeting the needs of households who are in dire need of food aid that have been steadily increasing through the year and now stands at 4.5 million people who need relief food, which is projected to rise to 6.4 million people by January next year. This need, the CS says, is most felt in the arid and semi-arid regions of the country. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.